everybody, welcome to Chinese Pod. I'm Joy.
And I'm Zhong.
Today we're going to do the character mind map for the word jiā.
Jiā means to add something.
And you can see the character right here. And the most common word you'll hear is when somebody's really down, you'll hear 加油.
So if you want to cheer somebody up, you're like, 加油.
And literally that means to add oil. Okay, let's check out some phrases. So you know how much I love to eat?
Yes, I do.
So when we're going out to order, I'm going to give you a few phrases for adding more dishes.
Okay.
Now, if we're in a restaurant setting and you would like to add another dish, you can say 加菜.
加菜.
And here, 菜 doesn't mean vegetables, it means a dish.
Okay.
What's another word you can use to order another dish?
The word for ordering is to 点. So I can say 加点.
Exactly. So naturally, I'm still hungry and I want to order more food. So I can say, 老板,我要加点.
So that would be, boss, I want to order something in addition. And then the boss would probably, what do you want to order? 加点什么?
加点一碗牛肉面.
So an additional bowl of beef noodles.
So, of course, I ordered too much and I can't finish my food. So I'm going to take it home. The next day, I need to reheat it. So that's 加热.
加热.
And literally that means to add
heat.
Exactly. So 加热, it doesn't specify whether you're using a microwave or you're steaming it. So the next day, I'm going to reheat my noodles. So I can say 这碗面加热就可以吃了.
So if you reheat those noodles, you can just eat them then.
Yeah, except that they might be soggy.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but probably still okay.
So the next thing we're going to talk about is adding something as it is related to work.
I can think of something here, which is very common in China or probably many countries in Asia, which is overtime. jiābān.
Unfortunately, it happens a lot. Now, 班 is 上班. So 上班 means to go to work and 加班 means add more work. So this happens a lot. I can say, 我今天晚上又要加班了.
So this evening I have to work overtime again.
Again. Happens all the time.
But hopefully, if you have a good company, you will get compensated for that, right?
Yes. And once a year, if you're in a good company, you might have your salary adjusted, and that's jiāxīn.
Okay, 薪 here is from 薪水, which is salary.
薪水, salary. 加薪, to add salary. So maybe just a little bit if you work at a company, and more for the years to come, maybe. Okay, and finally, I have one more, and literally it means to add work, but it's not the work that I'm doing for a company. It's that this work is added to a product or it's processed. So that's jiāgōng.
Okay, and 工 is from 工作, which is work.
Exactly.
So any food or something that is processed, we can call it like 加工什么.
Exactly. More specifically, we can say 加工食品. That's processed foods. 加工食品对身体不好，别吃太多.
So processed food is not good for your body. You shouldn't eat it too much.
Okay, so 加 can also be used to mean increase something. So we can add adjectives after 加, for example, 加长.
So to increase in length, to lengthen something. What would be suitable here? Maybe something with time?
Like test time, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
老师，我想加长考试时间.
Like, I want to extend the time of my test.
Maybe
if
it's
your
not
professor
possible.
is nice.
Yeah. Okay, so 加长. If you're ordering something in size, you can also say 加长. 加长的床, for example.
Oh, like a longer bed?
Yeah, if you live in some places in Asia, the beds are really short. 加长的床. Okay, so the next adjective we can add is large or big. So that's 加大.
Okay, yeah, 大 is big. I think I heard this phrase a couple of times in like restaurants or something.
Yeah, often it applies to food or drinks. For example, you can order 加大. You can say 老板,牛肉面可以加大吗?
So that would be, can I enlarge the noodles? But of course, it just means, can I have a larger portion of the beef noodles?
Exactly. So the next one I have is 加快.
快 is like fast. So it's like faster, like to speeden up.
Yeah, to make faster. So I can say, 舅，我们快迟到了，请加快脚步.
Oh, we're running late, so add up the speed on your walk.
Yeah, speed up your footsteps. What else can you 加快?
If, for example, my order at the restaurant is too slow, and if I'm a bad customer, then I could be like, 加快.
All right, so next I have two words that's with 加, and this is related to adding or joining, either an event or a group of people. So when I use the first one, 参加, it applies to joining an event. For instance, I can say, 舅，星期五你会参加派对吗？
我会参加, so I'm going to participate or go to that party.
Exactly. So 参加, participate, add. 参 is participate, 加 add, 参加 applies to an event. So the next one is going to be 加入. And when we say 加入, the difference is we're dealing with people, individuals, or groups.
Okay, so 加 is again add, and 入 is to go into, right?
So we're talking about like a circle.
Okay, yeah, entering a group of people. Okay, do we have an example here?
你想加入我们吗？我们要去看电影。
So you and your friends are going to the cinema, and then you ask me, oh, do you want to join us? So join this group of people, and the other one was join an event.
Are you gonna join?
Oh yes, I'm going to. In today's character mind map, we talked about the character 加, which means to add something. So we added a lot of different things today. And the first was talking about a restaurant situation where we ordered something in addition. What was that?
加点.
And then we talked about more work-related add-ons, for example, overtime.
加班.
Then we talked about different adjectives that you can add to the word 加 to make verbs that mean like enlarge something. So what was enlarge?
加大.
And in the end, we talked about 加 in to join something. So here we had two verbs.
The first one is 参加, which is an event, or you can say 加入, as in entering or joining a group of people. Oh, and I have two more words that are phonetically translated that use the word 加. Actually, it appears in a lot of different locations. The very first one is 加州.
Which is California.
Yes, because 州 is state and 加 sounds like cow. One more easy one, 加拿大.
Okay, and that's Canada.
Of course.
So you can find this 加 in many words that have like a ka sound or ga sound in the English words.
Exactly. If you know any other words or locations or verbs and nouns with the word 加, or you want to make some sentences, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joy.
And I'm Joe.
下次见.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Chinese pod.